Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, let me turn my shit down so I don't have to hear myself. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I see a couple of you guys in there. If you can hear me, please, in the comments, give me a thumbs up or let me know, yes, I can hear you. You're not talking to yourself again this time. So I hope you guys have had a fantastic Monday so far. It's the big week, the big holiday week. And then we'll have Christmas. That's going to suck. Hey, Jesse. Thanks for joining. Speaking of Jesse, Jesse's going to be in the next issue of Any Last Words magazine. So I hope you guys have checked it out already. Issue 1 and 2. Jesse has done some photography work for the issues. And issue 3 is actually going to be out December 1st. I'm super excited for it because it's the Christmas one. Well, Christmas/New Year's. I'm spacing these out every couple months. So the next one's going to be February, which is perfect because it's women in horror and it's Valentine's Day. So I think I'm going to make that one like a girls issue. And, you know, make it creepy. Hey, Sean, thank you. I know I've been out for a hot minute. I've been kind of back and forth, but I promise I'm going to get more consistent. I like to pile too many projects on at one time and some things start suffering because of it. But I love you all for your patience. I really do. And your understanding. If you wouldn't mind, please like, share, follow, subscribe. You know the begging that the YouTube's people's got to do. It's our YouTube begging. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share. So I can be relevant. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this week we're going to be talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren. Pretty much everybody, not only in the paranormal world, but the horror community, know fairly, quite a bit about Ed and Lorraine Warren or the stories they have. Because I'm not going to say whether or not I believe in it or not. I really don't know. But tonight's episode, we're going to get into them. The information that I was able to find about them and their lives leading into a lot of this. And then what I want to do after that is I want to kind of go into some of the stories, the movie that was made out of it, how accurate it is and how much of it is Hollywood mumbo jumbo. And then I guess whether or not I actually believe in that story or not, because some things are kind of iffy. I don't know. But yeah, so it's going to be, the paranormal investigative couple whose stories dealing with the supernatural have been transformed into major motion films in the collection of the Conjuring universe. There's a lot of those they say are fairly accurate to the stories. Except for Annabelle. Annabelle's kind of done its own little spinoff into its own little Chucky kind of deal, if you will. That's how I feel about it anyway. But, I'll touch on that when we get to that week of Annabelle. So let's see. Before we get to that, there's actually a new film that's coming out this week. A new horror film. It's called Bones and All. And I don't have the trailer for it, but you guys just look it up. Bones and All. It comes out this week. It looks pretty gnarly. I'm really excited to see it because I would like a new Thanksgiving horror to watch besides Thanksgiving 1 and 3 because 2 doesn't exist. But, there's not a whole lot of horror for Thanksgiving. So I'm really excited to see this. And, I'll probably touch again on it next week. And if you guys see it, let me know. I want to know. Let's see. You just met John Noble. Is John Noble the guy who's running the YouTube page for the Warrens now? Because I know they haven't done it because they've passed. And now it belongs to, like, their daughter and someone else. But I know someone is running it. He plays the priest in the Conjuring movies. Oh, okay. I haven't seen all the Conjuring movies. I've seen, like, the first 2 or 3. No, the first 2. And then I didn't see a couple more. And then... yeah, I got to catch up. Yeah, okay, let me get to my notes. I had to make notes because I don't want to, there's a lot and I'm trying to deconstruct it down to one path. So, and when you have ADHD, notes. So anyway, so Ed and Lorraine Warren both were born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Ed was born in 1926 and Lorraine was born in 1927. Both of them were raised very devout Roman Catholics, and they stayed that way their entire life. They had a very strong faith in Catholicism. Now, Ed, from the age, he says, between the ages of 5 and 12, he lived in a haunted house in Connecticut. And that his ability, I guess you would say, was that he would see little orbs, and then eventually the orbs would transform into a person. The first one he recalls seeing was an orb that turned into their family's landlady who had passed away the year prior. Then it turned into dreams of meeting relatives that had passed that he'd never met before, giving him like premonitions or, you know, stuff on the future. He recalls an aunt that he'd never met before saying that he would not be a priest, but he would work with a lot of them. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm, you know, never became a priest, but I work with a lot of them. And whether or not that's true, who knows? I'm just saying this is all speculation. So yeah, anyway, Lorraine also had childhood abilities, but she felt that this was something that everybody had. She thought that everybody had a form of clairvoyance, and that's what she claimed to have had. She recalls at the age of 12 having her first premonition when she was in her all-girls private school. It was during an Arbor Day festival when she was 12, and one of her classmates had planted a sprout. And she said all of a sudden, you know, she was able to envision that tree fully grown, you know, with leaves and birds and all this other stuff. And she's looking up at the sky, and a nun comes up and asks her, you know, what are you looking at? And she says, you know, I can see the tree. And, you know, the nun is kind of like, oh, well, you can see the future, huh? And she's like, yeah, I guess. But she claims that she thought everyone was able to do this. I don't know. You think you would have like that discussion with someone at some point? Like, how come you didn't see that coming? Oh, not everyone can do this? Like, come on. Like, anyway, I digress. But yeah, so Ed and Lorraine both met in high school when they were 16 years old. Ed was working at a movie theater that Lorraine and her mother frequented, you know, so that's how they met. And about, what was it about? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so anyway, soon after they started dating, when Warren was 17, he enlisted in the Navy, and this was around World War II, so he got sent off really quick to go and fight. And 4 months after being deployed, his ship went down in the Atlantic Sea, and he ended up being one of 69 survivors of that. It didn't say, you know, how it had sank. I didn't find any information on that, but just for some reason it sank and he survived. So the military gave these men a survivor's leave for a month. So when he gets home, he goes back to Lorraine, and within that month of being off at some point, they decide to get married. And at that end of that month, he was sent back out to go continue in the fight in World War II. When the war ended, Ed and Lorraine began, you know, figuring out what they're going to do with their lives. And they both decided that they would just be artists. Like, that's how they wanted to provide for their family. Shortly after, they ended up having a daughter, and this is the only child they ended up having together. Her name is Judy. So yeah, so they were both artists. They were both very skilled and knowledgeable and talented in landscape painting. And I think that's where Lorraine thought they were going to go. But Ed decided he wanted to paint other things. He ended up taking an art class. And for the next 5 years, they ended up painting houses that were reported to be haunted in the newspaper. And in this 5 years, they end up driving around the country, sketching or, you know, drawing these homes that were in the paper. And Ed kind of like admitted this too. He would use Lorraine to take these photos, sketches, drawings, whatever you want to call them, up to the house and knock on the house and say, you know, oh, my husband, you know, drew this photo of your, you know, your lovely home. And this was all done in hopes for them to be invited into the home or kind of get some kind of segue to get into the home. That the papers are reporting this to be haunted. And they never charged for their services. Instead, what they would do is, I guess if, like basically if the story had kind of blown up on the story or whatever, it got a little more attention, they would take paintings that Ed would do and he would sell them to make money, because he didn't charge these families to come in and do any of the paranormal investigating, quote unquote. And let's see. Sorry, I got ahead of myself and then I just like went away from my notes. Anyway, okay, so when they started doing all this, Lorraine said that she was very skeptical of ghosts. She didn't really have a strong belief in ghosts. And then once her and Ed started doing this, it changed her mind, because she was, you know, seeing things, having feelings, you know, of energy in these homes. They were doing exorcisms. They were doing all kinds of things. And in 1952, Ed and Lorraine founded the New England Society for Psychic Research, and later on started the Occult Museum inside their home in Connecticut, which is the same one that currently houses Annabelle. I think Annabelle's still there. I don't know if she's still there or if Zach Baggins has her now. Or no, I think he has Robert. I think he has Robert the doll. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that last part was right. Anyway, so yeah, they also keep case files there, audio recordings, what do they call it? EAPs, EVPs, EAPs, EVPs, XYZs. You know, the sounds, the little sounds, and the meter readers and shit. They saved a lot of those from their adventures of paranormal investigating. And then a lot of their notable cases have been recreated into the Conjuring universe, like I said earlier. Basically to almost kind of like a docutize, in a way, a Hollywood documentation of things that happened, but obviously they had to have, you know, probably added a lot more in there. I just can't believe these things are real. I don't know. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just having a hard time grasping this. But anyway, so yeah, they reached a lot of speculation, though, obviously, from people on whether or not this is real or really fake bullshit. Obviously you're going to get people, because you're going to get people that are like super religious, or just people who don't believe at all. And that's fine. That's okay. You know, y'all have the right to believe what you want to believe. But other than Ed and Lorraine being accused of con artists, like trying to find, like, have these people ever gotten in trouble for scamming anybody? Like, is there any kind of, like, anything like that that can kind of make this more in favor of these guys are like snake oil salesmen and they're just trying to make money off of people? And I found nothing except one thing. And this one is kind of, I'm not cool with this at all. But anyway, so Ed had passed away at the age of 79 in 2006, okay? Lorraine passed away at the age of 92 in 2019. So she passed away about a little over 3 years ago. Yeah, about a little over 3 years ago. So, but right after Ed died, and right before Lorraine died, a lady came out. And what was her name? I think her name was Judith Penny. Judith Penny, remember that name. So she came out and said that she had had a 40-year-long relationship with Ed in 1963 when she was a minor. Now, I couldn't find the exact age, but it says that she was underage. And in 1963, he would have been 30s or 40s. Yeah, so he would have been like a whole ass adult. And he's like, messing around with an underage. Like I said, I don't know how underage, but it said underage, so that's enough. But that was the only thing that I was ever like that I could find on them. I couldn't find anything about, no scamming money or nothing like that. Not at all. But like I said, I'm going to start getting into more of the stories and the movies. How right did Hollywood get it? How much did they add? And then we'll figure out whether or not we believe it's real or real bullshit. So let's see. Oh, hey, Adam. I know, I missed the show too. I just got caught up in so many things, and I promise I'm coming back. So y'all check out Any Last Words magazine. Issue 1 and 2 is out now on MagCloud. Issue 3 is dropping December 1st for Christmas and New Year's. But yeah, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Ed and Lorraine Warren? Do you guys think that they're full of shit, or do you think some of the stories are true? Do you think all of the stories might be true? No matter what your religious background is, let me know what you think. Yeah, and which one do you guys think I should do first? There's like a list. There's quite a few. There's like the Union Cemetery. Obviously, there's Annabelle. What is it? The Parsons family? I think that's who it is. The Parsons family. Amityville. Then there's The Haunting in Connecticut, which is the one that recently, I think it just recently came, not just recently, I'm sorry. I think that's the last one that just came out with Arnie. Because that's the thing too, like some of these cases mix into true crime stuff, and they'll swear up and down that it was a demon, but really this person was just very aware and very conscious of what they were doing. So that's kind of a thing that makes me push in the direction of this is really bullshit, because some people are just naturally just bad people. It's not, they were possessed by, the devil didn't make them do it. So Jesse says, I'm a skeptic by nature. I want to believe, but I'm always wanting real evidence. Exactly. That's how I feel too. I mean, granted, there's been a lot of compelling videos out there that it's kind of like, oh, maybe it is. There's also a part of me that goes, hey, I believe in aliens. How come I can't believe in ghosts and stuff like that? Like, I wholeheartedly believe in ghosts. I kind of believe in ghosts. I don't know if I believe in it at this extent where people are being possessed, if that makes sense. Maybe somebody knocks something over, or, a ghost knocks something over, whatever, that's fine. But I don't believe that they can, like, inhabit your body and make you do things. So, yeah, but these people also, Ed and Lorraine Warren were also pretty much like, they were the pioneers of how a lot of the paranormal investigators that are out there now, not just the ones you see on TV, like Ghost Adventures and stuff, people that are out there now, how they're doing things. Ed and Lorraine Warren did a lot of expensive documentation, whether it was audio, video, still frame, like photos, or what was it? EVPs or EAP? I think it's EVP machine, the little meter reader. They started a lot of that. Ed was very much into demonology, and he was one of 7 in the country, and I think he was the only one that was not a clergyman. So he wasn't a priest. He was the only one out of the 7 that was not a priest. So I don't know. Let's see. Sequanda Films. Hey, Joe, how's it going? It's Steve. Oh, hey, what's up, Steve? All you had to say was Steve Merlot. I know. Hey, Steve. Thanks for joining. Hey, guys, if you haven't already, go over and check out the Sawyer Massacre. It is out now. You can see it. There's links on my group page for it, just in case you're having a little bit of issues, or hit me up. I'll post it again later, too. But, yeah, go over and check out the Sawyer Massacre. Hey, Richard, what's up? Miss your face, buddy. Look who decided to show up. Exactly. Look who decided to show up the week of Thanksgiving. Gosh. Okay, so I'm done with the Warrens right now. I want to talk to you guys for a second. Like I said earlier, I was talking about that new film, Bones and All, where it's like, it looks creepy as shit. It's coming out for Thanksgiving. Anytime, Steve. I love your face. You're doing great work, and I'm happy for you. So you guys go check it out. Like I said, I'll go put the link up again later. But Bones and All, I want to see Bones and All. I don't care if I have to go to the theater for it. I'll go get me my snacks and put it in my bag and go. Hopefully it won't, because I'd rather sit at home with my surround sound and my popcorn machine and just pretend. I'll just pretend at home. But I want to see it because I would like a new Thanksgiving horror film. It's just right now, the past few years, it's traditionally been Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving 3, which is fine. I love it. It cracks me up. It's some of the cheesiest, ridiculous shit I've ever seen. And I recommend it to everybody. And thank you again, Aaron at Horror with Our 30 for introducing me to that film. And thank you, Richard, for Year Before Last when we got to sit down and talk about it and watch it. But yeah, I want to see this one. What do you guys watch? What do you guys watch for Thanksgiving? Is there anything in particular? Do you seek out Thanksgiving horror? Or is there some that maybe I'm not aware of? Because I don't really think there's a lot out there. So there's way more Christmas than anything else. We need some more random holiday horror, like some 4th of July horror, some St. Patrick's Day horror, some you know what I mean? Like the little random holidays. We need more horror. So okay, I think I'm done ranting. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna come back next week. You guys let me know if there's Ed and Lorraine Warren movie story that you guys would like me to research in and get the story behind the film and figure out, what's real and what's fake in the film, or the accuracy. And then we'll go over whether or not we think it's bullshit. So let me know. I'm always up for it. Other than that, let's see. Columbus Day Horror. Come to find out, it was probably pretty horrific on its own. So, but I don't know. I think we could do there could be a twist on it. I like it. That's good. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a killer Thanksgiving. And if I don't jump in and see you guys at some point this week, I will definitely see you guys on Monday. I love you so much, and I hope you have nightmares about me. Mwah.